Hey everybody, my name is Ophiocordyceps unilateralis. I am a fungus, and today I will be explaining a little bit about myself in hopes of possibly finding a dating match. So, first, we will start off with where you'll typically find me. I usually like to hang out in tropical rainforests and tropical forests in general. So, you'll typically find me in places like Thailand or even Brazil, the Brazilian rainforest. As you can see here on this map, you'll find me a lot in South America. You will find me sometimes in North America, but not as much, not as often. I really like to hang out in places with a really warm climate and with really dense rainforest. As far as my appearance or what I look like, that ant there is not me, actually. What I am, I'm the guy growing from his head. I have a stalk, which is my stroma. And on my stalk, I do have a perithecia, which is going to hold all my spores really when it's time for reproduction or sexual reproduction. And so, yeah, that's me growing from that poor ant's head. Typically, it's carpenter ants that I like to infect. So that's what this little guy here is. But yeah, I usually come in orange or white or tan. But yeah, typically you'll see me as orange. And you can kind of see my hat here. It kind of represents the perithecia in the bulb, just so you know. And when it comes to my most important traits, people mainly talk about my ability to manipulate behavior. That seems to be a very interesting thing of mine. I can infect hosts, first of all, and after I infect them, I actually release toxins that can cause the host to convulse and actually have somewhat of a drunkard walk. And that drunkard walk or stagger will typically lead them to a location that's most suitable for my reproduction, somewhere that's a little high off the ground, a little warmer, and it's going to have a certain temperature as well. So yeah, people crave and go crazy about my ability to manipulate behavior. So they're actually calling me the zombie fungus, just so you know. As far as the production of naphthoquinone, which is my next important trait, it's made me popular because naphthoquinone is a biological derivative or bioactive derivative that can be used in producing anti-malarial, anti-tumor, and immunomodulatory drugs on top of some others, as well as it can be used in the production of food dyes. And this particular trait of mine has made me very popular when it comes to the medicine world and obviously the food industry. And I'd say that gives me quite a bit of value as an organism. As far as my evolutionary friends, my evolutionary homies, the only person that you would probably know, only one that you'd probably know of is Aspergillus. We share a common ancestor. They gave rise to two subdivisions, Pizizomycotina and Deuteromycotina. My subdivision is actually the Pizizomycotina, but the Deuteromycotina guys, we're very close to each other, and yeah, Aspergillus is probably my closest homie out of all of them. We hang out quite often. When it comes to my reproduction, I can actually reproduce in two different ways using two different cycles. My asexual side, that comes when I infect a host with a spore, and that spore will hang out inside the hemocoel of the ant or whatever organism that I infect, and it'll use their nutrients for fuel, and it'll allow me to proliferate and grow, and then eventually I grow a fruiting body from the head of the host, and that releases spores intermittently along the forest floor. And that part where I grow a fruiting body, that would be the sexual portion of my reproduction. So yep, I go two different ways. I'm a very open organism. As far as my nutrition, I'm mainly parasitic. So I don't really like to go out and, phagocytize, or I don't like to really use the sunlight for energy or anything like that. I typically like it when I can just hang out and use somebody else's nutrients. So, for instance, whenever I infect a host, such as an ant, like I said earlier, I hang out in their hemocoel cavity, and I'll typically just feed off their nutrients that's carried through the hemolymph. It seems like the easiest way for me, and it's worked for millions of years. So I'm just gonna keep going with that. Yeah. But that's pretty much it about me. If you have any questions, please let me know. But I look forward to possibly meeting a mate in this world. Thank you.